And now that we've spun around this area, we can head into the bazaar room. And once again, I have to laud the absolute, like, amazingness that the design team put into Wonderland. It's such, like, a whimsical puzzle box, you know? Like, basically, we're on the side wall of the bazaar room, and stuff that we do here in miniature form impacts the bazaar room as a whole in many different ways. But once again, seeing the crowd control of Blizzard, absolutely amazing. But what you'll notice as well is that I knocked an attack into that little pink shelf, which made the teddy bear fall down into the table. That's really important. Just make sure you do that when you're in this part of the room. And one thing to note, these guys, if they hit one of your allies, it will block their attack. So the allies do have, like, a hitbox even when they're unconscious. So use them as shields. But what we really want to do in this area is touch the lights. Putting on these two lights give you great bonuses here. It lets you have a defense up, which is one of the first times in the game we get basically a stat altering drop. So, controversial statement, but like always, always, always use your stat ups on Sora. Donald and Goofy are fine, and their AI is fairly competent, but I mean, you need all the stat boosts you can get. So, again, just same thing with AP ups. Just use them on Sora. Interact with the painting, and this particular room is very important. We are going to be returning here often, because what you'll see here is that we actually have a white trinity. And the white trinity is there, but we're going to have to come back later. We also have that little arch of pink flowers, and basically that arch of pink flowers, they have a special interaction with thunder magic.
This should help.
And we're going to need to come back there another time. But exploring more of the bazaar room, we can come to another side of the bazaar room over by the chimney. And again, we just have more interactables. Be wary. Blizzard has a distance that it won't basically work to. It doesn't fire all the way till it hits something. It has a range of finite effectivity. So just be aware of that. But turning on the tap makes the vase fill up. And we can go down this side and fight more Heartless. Get more XP, get more levels, and you can basically drop back to the Lotus Forest, and even though the door isn't there, we appear back. That's kind of funny. But yeah, just, I love all the little interconnected rooms, but I basically didn't mean to go back that way. So, blah. We reverse back to this room, and when you leave there, you're able to return to the Queen's Castle, up on the hedges. And you're able to get a meteor gummy, which is a really powerful laser. We won't equip it yet until we actually like want to go through all the different gummy missions, but that's not going to be for a while. But eventually, we journey into the Tea Party Garden, which is where we needed to go to progress the story. And I kind of go through and skip a lot of this insofar as when you examine that sign twice, you basically are told that you can get lots of different presents. And the way I learned it was all of the soft chairs. If Sora sits in a soft chair, Hearts will spawn. Now, I skipped over the Heartless fights. They aren't that interesting. They're just soldiers and the red nocturnes. But again, any soft chair will result in a fight. It's like an allegory for, you know, comfort will lead to corruption of the heart or something. Or it's just how they put it in. I'm not sure. But again, another soft seat. Sit in it. Oh, never mind. It's those two pink ones. It's the pink soft seats. They're the real problem. But it's well worth just sitting down. You're getting extra potions if you want to use the flower to grow big again. You know, it's a really nice bit of money as well. We get an elixir. I mean, like, guys, 100% you want elixirs, you know? And yeah, just sit in all the different areas. You get tons of different types of rewards, but obviously what we really like are the money and the items. But yeah, if you look at the little painting, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare are like super happy as well. And then they get sad when they realize, oh, that's all the presents. There's nothing left for you to collect. And it's like, oh, so sad. And yeah, this is kind of a long episode. I'm not really sure how I'm going to split it up, I suppose. But I might have to call a split at a certain point, I guess. I'm not sure. So it might just be kind of a fade out and fade in. I don't know. But yeah, I don't even go into what that area was. There was like a special Heartless situation. It went terribly. I cut it out. But once again, we went earlier on, we went when we just were looking for evidence with Alice. And now that we have now looking for Alice, we can head back and do another fight for a hidden treasure chest. And basically, yeah, we get like some nice protect chains. We get more MP. Such a great level up. So glad we did this. And we get the Ripple Drive ability, which is again a very powerful magic boosting or magic related ability. And we get tons of synthesis. We got like a protect chain. We got like an item drop. That was just amazing. Love that for us. And what I will say is we then had a crash. Like literally going from this room to the bazaar room again caused a crash. So all I can say is we were lucky that we saved, because I would have been raging if we missed all those synth items and like protect chain drops. But basically reloading the save, collecting the mithril shard from the book, and then moving the teddy to then move the clock. There's just so many little puzzle things. It's amazing. I just think they really captured the whimsy and weirdness of Wonderland. And like things going from 3D to 2D. Super, super cool. And then collecting the dark matter as well. Super impressive. And now we're literally on the roof of the bazaar room. And now we just have to swat away these Heartless. But what I will say is we've basically like gotten nearly every collectible. There's only a certain small number of other treasure chests that we just can't unlock until we get different trinities or different abilities and spells to have, you know, special item interaction. Like we need Thunder to get those pink arches to drop treasure chests. We need the green trinities, we need white trinities. But other than that, we also have like a few other chests that are like at high or difficult to reach places, and we basically need like a higher jump and things like that. So, you know, but for our first visit, we got basically an awful lot of stuff, which is brilliant. And once again, we've basically seen, oh look, this has let us grow the plant. So with that in mind, it's then like, oh deadly, we can like go down to the bazaar room again and examine the plant, and it'll give us more items and bits and pieces. So it's super cool. And basically it's now saying, oh, we've turned on all the lights. And it would have been cool if, for the fact that we've turned on the lights on the side of the bazaar room as well, like that would have been cool if it was like, oh, you need to find like a way to get to the other side of the bazaar room. But I can see why they didn't. This world was confusing enough. But again, 2 hours in, but realistically, between playing and replaying certain sections, it's probably longer. But we put on Ripple Drive anyway, because ultimately this next boss fight is very aerial combat focused. And hopefully we'll get more than 140 EXP. We'll be able to actually like level up maybe. But yeah, go to that plant. And what I should have also said was you should have also given Donald and Goofy items. I'm just gonna say it, I didn't, but like definitely give them stuff. I know it might seem wasteful because Donald just get, you know, beamed with a high breeze of a whiff of an attack and he'll faint and Goofy will put items on him. But in the odd situation that Sora actually needs a potion, they might give me one. But this thing is a tall Heartless, and we need to hit him in his buttons. And yeah, just the comedy of like, can I run away? No. And you'll even notice that they've made the clock vanish as well. So yeah, Blizzard is something you can do, but we're gonna want to like make sure we want to make sure we can jump from just the very apex of our jump from the ground, or just jumping from the table. We can knock him unconscious. Get a couple of HP orbs and keep up the assault. If you cast Blizzard 3 times on that little area, we actually deactivate the stove. So you might have noticed from jumping off the table, the stove was on. This Heartless can use the stove to light his maracas on fire. So keeping the stove unlit is a handy way to keep this boss from doing crazy amounts of damage. What I will say is, if you had happened to have gone to a different world first, you could have picked up Thunder Magic, which makes this boss unbelievably easy to take down because one, Thunder does tons of damage, and Thunder, when it deals damage, literally comes from the top down, so you never have a chance of missing with Thunder. It will just, where you're locked on, it will just strike in an area from above down on top, so you'll never miss with Thunder. Whereas like with Blizzard or with Fire, there's a chance that you just won't hit. And then if you use Fire, you run the risk of setting his maraca on fire, and then that gives him the idea of, oh, I might just set my own maracas on fire using the stove. But yeah, things go slightly awry. But what you can use is you can use the table to like keep yourself safe and avoid these horrific, well, you could until he breaks it. But his maracas do a lot more damage now, and you really want to try and hit the maracas with Blizzard. It will give you tech points, it will give you MP orbs. Yeah, it's a tricky old situation, to be fair. But just play keep away until he fires off all his fireballs or he goes to the stove. When he is getting them on fire, it's a handy little time to try and hit him in his little hip. But so long as you have the table, you should be able to avoid all of the volleys of fire. But this is where, if you got very lucky, you can potentially get a drop from the red nocturnes of a fire ring, which basically increases your defenses and reduces the effectiveness of fire damage by 20%. So if you want to grind levels and potentially hunt for a rare drop of an accessory, that is an option that you can definitely do. But people give out that the jumping is like really complicated with like the table, and I'm like, it's fine. You just jump really high. You can jump on the table. The only risk is when the table's gone, you're kind of a bit snookered. I won't lie, you are in a bit of bother there. Because the chair just doesn't give you the area of jumping, obviously, than the table does. I'm just like, please, please, just put out the maracas. Oh, God. They aren't even maracas, I think they're actually just juggler sticks. What am I talking about? But as you can see, you regain so much magic from just actually managing to hit him, that if you actually had thunder magic, it will be fairly class. And like, you're jumping, it's a whole chaotic mess. We nearly die. We're like, oh good God, get behind the chair. And this is where, if Donald and Goofy had items, more than likely something would have happened. And as it happens, those kind of slower ones where he puts the two maracas together and shoots a slower attack, you can probably deflect that a lot better than these really rapid fire ones. Yeah, so really you want to try and find a moment where he's kind of not jumping like crazy and not firing off those. But yeah, it's at moments like this maybe that you want to kind of, when he's stunned, just put out the stove and then circle back to hitting him. But, because at least if the stove wasn't on, he wouldn't have gotten the chance to relight them again. But yeah, oh, things are getting rough. You can't even scoot into the chimney. Oh Lord. At this point I'm like, okay, I have to just be brave. Come on. Come on, come on, one more hit, one more hit, one more hit. There we go. So we're going to have another cutscene, and that's pretty much going to be the end of the episode. Either it's a very long episode, or I've cut it into 2 parts. But either way, that's going to be the episode. Please take a look in the description. This marathon is in aid of the Samaritans, so please check out the description if you haven't donated already. And even if you can't, just share the video, just so more people can have a chance to give a watch and give what they can. Thanks so much for everything. I'll chat to you next time. Have a good one.
What a racket. How's a doorknob to get any sleep?